Hey, good morning. This is David Berg. I'm in my new home office, and what I'm going to do and it's 6 o'clock in the morning. What I'm going to do this morning is talk for about 10 minutes on the meeting that Soul Natural just had last Friday, an all-day meeting with all the leaders, and then the meeting I had last evening, 5 o'clock, with my team and explain some of the things in a little more detail. Now, let's begin with there was an all day meeting Friday. Soul leaders, they announced some new tools, talked about the tools. And a couple of exciting things happened. Uh, Five of the lady leaders had a couple of day training session with a very, very successful network marketer. She was a leader in Mary Kay. And so she spent a couple of days with these five, and they learned a lot from them, and they shared some of that information with us leaders, and I thought it was impressive. It corresponds very nicely with what I've heard other very successful current day leaders have done and talked about. So essentially, the first thing that a distributor needs to know is, if someone asks them what they do, they need to have thought of a response, and a response that will, create a little curiosity, and get a continuing conversation. The idea here is to have conversations that don't end up in rejection. And so they worked a couple of days trying to get this definition for soul, and what they put together I thought was very interesting. And so let me just give you the two sentences that they suggest you should use. The first sentence, the first is you have to get a person to ask you what you do, which is not very hard. If you ask them what to do, they're going to, eventually going to ask you what to do. And there's more to it than that. But let me quickly just give you the sentence, which I think is quite powerful. So here's the sentence: when someone asks you what you do, doesn't matter what your primary job is, but to get a conversation going about relationships and building and getting them interested in the products, the company, and the opportunity, this is what you say: I teach people how to improve their health with aptogenics through Soul Natural. Are you familiar with Soul? Now, generally they'll say no, and we'll use that as an opportunity not to make a presentation, but to exchange information and set a time when it's convenient to talk a little bit more. So let me say that one more time. I teach people how to improve their health through adaptogenics with Soul Naturals. Are you familiar with Soul? So that was, I thought, pretty powerful. So you kind of know what to say and how to get conversations. So we also talked and trained them a little bit on how to start a conversation with some key words. Words are really important. So one of the let's say goals we gave them for the week is to use this expression: I'm just curious. And why you do that with new people, so you can have a conversation with new people. When you say I'm just curious, you kind of, you put their guard down, because what you're telling them, you have no ulterior motive here, you're just curious. So you start a conversation with, I'm just curious, where'd you get the dress? I'm just curious, what do you do with your kids? I'm just curious, why do you shop at this store? I'm just curious, where'd you get the hairdo? I'm just curious, whatever, so I'm just curious, and whatever follows is a conversation starter, which then could move towards I'm just curious, what do you do? And which then ends up a discussion about what you do, and maybe in this process of finding people that might be interested. Anyways, let's move to another subject. The other powerful subject that was discussed was why Soul Naturals is such a great company and so powerful. Give a lot of reasons. printed a tool that has some good information on it about that, and actually talked about, the process of how you should tell people how to build a business and how to build it effectively. Start with two. All you need is five, and then you build under that. But there's a specific sequence, and there's some bonuses given when you actually do it the right way. And build it over time and build it strong. So that was discussed. We also discussed the upcoming events. The next event is going to be a conference, which will be held on a cruise ship, and then some future events. The company has produced a new website. We just released it, and which is very well done. They also are producing short videos on the 4 drink products, red, green, blue, and yellow. And the first one they produced is green. They showed that at the conference. It was pretty interesting. So, yeah, I'm excited about what's going on, and the level of the quality of people in both the field, the leaders in the field, and the corporate executives. So that's a short summary of what happened in the all day Friday, and then my summary to my leaders last night.